everyone, this is auth-Luttrell, reporter with MassLive, and I'm in downtown Andover right now, one of 3 towns which experienced dozens of explosions due to a gas main today. Numerous homes, I'm hearing at least 39 properties have been affected by fires and explosions caused by a gas line. So we're here right in downtown Andover, where we have a couple of residents who are going to tell us about what they experienced tonight. So I'm going to flip the camera around, introduce you to, we have Dean here and Donald. How's it going?
Good, very good.
So tell us about what happened tonight and what you guys have been seeing so far this evening.
Okay, I wasn't affected personally, other than the fact that I couldn't get anywhere because there were so many police and emergency responders and first responders trying to get to the scene. And I knew something was happening, and then I turned on the radio and I listened to WAAF, and they were telling me that there was a major problem in Lawrence and that multiple buildings were on fire and there were huge gas explosions. They haven't said if there were any injuries because they don't want to do that until they notify families and everything. But I just came out and I just watched this corner, and you know, this street is kind of restricted as it is. And when I was trying to watch everybody go by and try to get to where they were going, the emergency responders couldn't get through because people were blocking their way. Right. So they're leaning on their horns, they got the sirens going, and you know, they're like, get out of my way, get out of my way, get out of my way. And there's really no place to go.
Right.
And they had one street shut down, this one over here to my right. And I was just like, I don't know how they're going to get through this. I don't know how they're going to do it. And then I went back, I walked back in and I turned back on the news, and I could see this street on the news. And they kept talking about Andover, and they're like, all right, Andover is locked up, 28's locked up. You're not getting anywhere if you can possibly redirect. And that included 495 and 93, which are all the main routes. So I don't know where anybody was going to go.
And you live right around the corner from here, right?
Yeah, I live right behind the building we're standing in front.
So were you ordered to evacuate your house?
I was.
Do you have gas in your house?
No, I don't.
No.
I'm electric heat, which is why I didn't evacuate.
So tell us about what you're doing tonight. How are you going to be spending the evening?
I'm just going to go home and eat dinner and go to sleep and go to work in the morning. I'm not really concerned about blowing up because I don't have gas.
Do you know anyone who was affected by the fires and the explosions today?
I do. I haven't talked to them. They've all been crazy today, running around.
I'm sure, but
a lot of
okay?
people have left work, had to go get their kids and bring them someplace else, and so I really don't know how it's going to affect all of them. But this was a serious thing. This was a big deal. Right. They don't do this for anything. I've been here. I'm 49 years old. I've lived here for my entire life. I've never seen it.
Right. It was a pretty eerie scene driving into town and all the traffic heading back towards 495, people evacuating. It must be kind of surreal, right, to be experiencing this.
Right. Well, my girlfriend was on 495 and she was at an absolute stop still. There was nothing moving. And she was just trying to get off in the 28 exit, and it just wasn't going to happen.
So what did
for
she
a while.
end up doing?
She ended up passing 28, going back to 93, coming back to Methuen, and it was pretty much the same thing. Traffic wasn't moving. And everybody was pretty much, you know, you're thinking, oh my God, is this like a real thing? You know, is something going to seriously blow up? And that's a little disconcerting. But, you know, it turned out that they apparently figured it out. You can still see every once in a while there's a cruiser or an ambulance or a fire truck going by. But compared to what it was earlier, this is like calm. And this is how it normally is.
And when was kind of the majority of the action? Right around 5 or 6 or so?
Right around 5, 6. I got out of work at 5. I only work in North Andover, so it's like 15 minutes. So by the time I got home, it had blown up. Not blown up literally, but I mean, as far as like the police action and the fire department action. All of a sudden, it just came out of nowhere. And like I said, or maybe didn't catch it on camera, I kept seeing cop cars go by me, you know, and I was wondering what is going on, because this isn't normal. And when I got home, I found out exactly what was going on. And I was hoping it wasn't going to affect me, and it didn't. But there are unfortunately a lot of people that it did affect. I saw on the news houses on fire, one right down the street, and I felt bad. I felt horrible. I'm like, these poor people.
The store's still open?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Don. Well, Dean, do you want to tell us about what your evening was like with all of this happening here?
Well, I left this establishment right here at 4:30 and drove home. And I live in North Andover. And I just happened to turn on the news and I heard something, Lawrence, North Andover, and Andover. So I went in and observed the television, and I saw houses burning, 3-deckers, and I saw houses that exploded, and I saw houses that were on fire with no apparatus at the scene at all. And I said, what are they going to do with the situation here? And after I saw all the apparatus, I just saw a ladder truck go by from the city of Lynn. That's how far they've called in people to fight these fires. And the state police came over to where I live and evacuated the whole complex. And I ended up coming back here to Andover. And like I say, I was on the fire department. I'm retired from fire. I've never seen anything like this in my life. I've been to 4-alarm fires where, you know, they call it the surrounding towns, but never this far from, like, the city of Lynn sending a pump. From what I heard, they have a command center up at the high school. There's fire trucks from out of town waiting in case they have to go to another fire. And my main concern is seeing all these fires and all this apparatus in operation, if they're not going to have a water problem later on, being able to supply the fire trucks to put the fires out. I don't know what's going on now, because obviously I don't have any source of communication without television or radio.
Right. Well, thank you so much for speaking with us. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
again, Donald.
No problem.
I'm just going to turn the camera around here to give you guys a look. We're right in downtown Andover. If you're just tuning in, we're chatting with a couple residents who were evacuated today due to the fires and explosions caused by the gas main. I'm going to turn the camera around here. So I'm going to be going live in a couple minutes from a press conference, which is going to be happening just down the street. Make sure to tune in for more information and update on what's happening here today. Thanks again for tuning in. Again, this is auth-aluttrell with MassLive.